What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, wow, it's kind of mad right now. Still, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Vergil Ortiz, he got popped. Bottom line, this guy got smoked. All this hype. That's what I told you the other day. When Prince Turkey Sheikh Mohammed Salman bin came out and said, "I want to make Crawford versus Ortiz," yeah, I was honest with you, man. I said, listen, I ain't seen this dude fight, not even once. Why? Because they all bums. Everyone hyping him up. Oh, YB, you casual. Oh, YB, he 21 fights, 21 KOs. Oops. Yeah? What it turned out it was, listen, I rate this guy. Serhii Bohachuk, man, he ain't playing no games. He's not the most skillful fighter in that sense. He's not. No one can sit there and say Bohachuk is pound for pound. Yeah? This ain't like Ortiz has got his cherry popped twice by a man who's clearly got pound for pound potential. Bohachuk here is a solid, old school, but more or less straight up and down. Right? Let's call it a spade. Bocheski, he's straight up and down. Tight, I respect his defense, not leaky, there was no clinching, etc, etc. And Vergil lost this fight. It was the political establishment. Obviously, again, I mentioned a second ago, Prince Turkey Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman, he already said, I want to make Crawford. So the judges knew what time it was. Yeah, how can you get put down twice and really didn't do no damage? All of the zone cats, all of the zone kind of shills on the commentary team was sucking Vergil off. Everything Vergil did was like, oh, Bohachuk's rocked. Listen, if Bohachuk was rocked, how are you not on the floor when my man's on the floor twice? And even they tried to rob Bohachuk as well in that first round. When Vergil Amir Khan Ortiz hit the deck, the referee was like, no, it wasn't a knockdown. Definitely knockdown. Both were definitely knockdowns. I got people telling me, no, YB, Vergil wasn't knocked down. It was slips. This guy be slipping a hell of a lot. How many times do you see this guy slipping with all these bums he's been in there with? Oops. All of a sudden, he in there with a legitimate dude who came to fight. Now he's slipping. Come on now, people, stop. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, now all of a sudden, he in there with a legit dude who ain't playing no games. All of a sudden now, he brought his ice skates and not his boxing boots. Come on, people, stop. Yeah? I like Vergil. I think Vergil actually won most of the rounds, if that makes sense. But I don't score the fight round by round. I score it on I score the soul of the fight. And the soul of the fight was Vergil, Mr. KO Big Drama Show. He's supposed to knock everyone out, right? So when a dude who's supposed to knock everyone out, supposed to be up next, 4-1 favourite, goes in there and gets his cherry popped twice on the deck, starts slipping twice all of a sudden. It's convenient as well. People say he slipped here. I've never seen someone slip when they get clipped right on the side of their jaw. You know what I mean? This is one of them ones where the shot misses and the guy slips. Every time he got clipped here, he on the floor. That's not a slip. That's called you got. Yeah, and I got a little clip here for you, man. Look. Bohachuk. You can see it here. It catches him right on the side of his jaw. And then obviously all the Vergil stands. All the Vergil Ortiz homosexuals will tell you, oh, YB, he hit him spark on the chin, but then he slipped. Look how stable Ortiz is, people. Yeah, his knees are bent, he's in a stance. What's there to slip about at this point? Right? He's just been clipped. Watch his one here. Then he slipped. Come on, people. Yeah? Now, the argument is, this isn't actually the best clip. I should have really done the frame by frame, but I can't be asked. He throws a punch afterwards and then slips, but that's not what happened, people. Yeah, these are boxers. They know how to throw a punch without slipping on the floor. He got clipped. His central nervous system started bugging, and then he on the floor. Ultimately, he short-circuited. Just because he was throwing a punch afterwards, his legs betrayed him. Yeah? This Vergil Ortiz's legs, they went Judas on him. Betrayed him 4 times before the cock crowed. Yeah? Now, I don't know. Obviously, the Vergil Ortiz homosexuals will tell you, oh, YB, no, he slipped. No, he didn't slip. He put on, for whatever reason, he put on his Amir Khan chin for this fight. Yeah, because when he's knocking out all these bums, he ain't got no problem slipping. All of a sudden, he's slipping everywhere. No. He got clipped both times, and even that's how you know it's bad. That's how you know it definitely wasn't a slip here, when they actually went back like 2 rounds later. Bohachuk scored that knockdown, and then 2-3 rounds later, they said, nah, it was actually a legit knockdown. That's how you know something moody going on. To be fair, the commission got it right, but the referee was fixing to rob Bohachuk. That's what he was fixing to do. And then when the referee realised the commission hadn't been paid by Turkey yet, he started acting right. That's why he called... I think the first one was more of a blatant knockdown than the next one. But then all of a sudden the referee started acting right when he realises the commission's on his arse, actually looking at what he's doing. So these were 2 knockdowns for the big KO king, 21 knockouts. He got knocked down twice. And the other thing why I'm sure he lost this fight, it wasn't a runaway. In terms of actual skill, there's no doubt Vergil should have won this fight. Who was the better skillful? Who has the more talent, if that makes sense? Who has the most upside? It was Vergil all day. Vergil was in control of the fight until he was on his Amir Khan. Vergil was in control of the fight until he started clinging on for dear life in round 12. And them 2 factors for me, the fact you got put down twice, the fact you were supposed to win bigly, the fact you were supposed to be big KO boss, and the fact you clinching in round 12. Now I ain't gonna lie, for the first 11 rounds, Vergil was solid. Particularly, in fact, for the first half of the fight, I think this is, for me, is fight of the year. In terms of competitiveness, there was no clinching until the 12th, which was always engaged by Vergil. But nonetheless, there was no clinching. It was a proper fight. Old school, man. Both dudes, tight, whipping away. Real good quality, man. You don't see fights like that these days. So I salute Vergil for that. Nonetheless, though, when you come into a fight 4-1 favourite and you get put on your Amir Khan by Serhii Bohachuk, man, you lost. Yeah? I think at the very best, this fight was a draw. Bohachuk was the champion, yeah? There's no way Bohachuk can leave that fight not with his belts, from what I saw. Yeah, you went in there with a big 4-1 Mexican boss and put him on his ass twice, popped his cherry for him twice, and had dude clinching for dear life in round 12. How can you lose a fight in that situation? How can a 4-1 underdog go in there and put this undefeated killer in there on his ass twice and he lose? Come on, people. He won that fight. What I will say is, again, in terms of pound for pound skill, this does sit well for the Crawford fight. Bohachuk. Ortiz does, even though he maybe has an Amir Khan, even though his second name may be Khan and not Ortiz, he does have more upside than Bohachuk. He does have more, I think, I don't know, I need to check, but Bohachuk to me look a bit long in the tooth. He might be like 35 or something. Let's have a look. I know he's 29, so he's not that long in the tooth. But, like, for example, Bohachuk has no chance against Crawford. He's been knocked out before as well. So again, this is what I'm saying, people. Yeah, this guy been knocked out. Bohachuk was knocked out only 2-3 years ago, for real. Bohachuk, oh wow, this, bear with me a second, people. This thing bugging. My computer power about to cut out still. But like I was saying, Bohachuk here, bear in mind, Bohachuk, 4-1 underdog. He fixing to fight the 21 KO. Vergil Ortiz, he's been knocked out. He's been stopped before. Right? Bohachuk can be stopped. He's been stopped. And you're supposed to be the Mexican monster. And you get put down twice. How can you win that fight? This isn't unwalked territory. Bohachuk has been stopped. Look, Bohachuk can't stop Brian Mendoza. Bohachuk actually is not a big puncher. He's not particularly accurate. He's not particularly powerful. He's a solid, out of 10, you'd say Bohachuk's a solid 7. As solid as they get. In a way, Bohachuk, reminds me, don't get me wrong, his defense is much tighter than Carl Froch's, but it's that kind of, do you know what I mean? It's that kind of base. Just that solid workhorse base. There's nothing frilly about it. Bohachuk has a better chin than Carl, and he's got better fundamentals, but it's that same, he's limited, right? Vergil Ortiz had the head movement. Vergil Ortiz had the better work. But again, people, if there was no knockdowns, there'd be no doubt that Vergil Ortiz won. Right? No doubt. But with 2 knockdowns, if you do the maths, with 2 knockdowns, it's like Bohachuk only has to win. The 2 knockdowns, that counts for 4 rounds. So you only have to win 3 other rounds, I believe, to win the fight. Do you know what I'm saying? No one can tell me. So take the two 10-8 rounds out. that Bohachuk scored a knockdown. Out of them next 10 rounds, you're telling me Bohachuk didn't win 3 of them? Do you know what I mean? Are you telling me that? How can Bohachuk not have won 3 more rounds? That don't make no sense, people. Not even a bit of sense does that make. He won. I'm not sure if that maths is right, actually. I need to do it. Let's have a look at the scorecards, actually. Ortiz Jr. versus Bohachuk. Scorecards. Let's see what time it is right now. Oh, man. That's the problem with fights that aren't that big. You can't really... Scorecards. Let's see what Forbes are saying. And it's annoying as well because the whole DAZN highlights, the commentary, it was all biased. Yeah, they were steady sucking off Ortiz, ready for the Crawford fight. Now I like that as it happens, like I keep saying. In reality, if Bohachuk had won, who here wants to watch Bohachuk versus Crawford? I don't. I could just tell. Bohachuk's solid. In my opinion, he won that fight, or at least deserved a draw. But he don't have the upside. Vergil can learn from that, and he's more dynamic. His head movement at points was very good. He's not a big puncher though. That's the problem, people. I hate to break it to you, man. He's not. All this talk about Vergil Ortiz not punching through people, he's a bum slayer. He's like Deontay Wilder, is what we found out, essentially. Yeah. Wilder was really good until he come into someone his own level. Fury, who ain't even that good, and he on his back somewhere, right? Same as Ortiz. Ortiz is really dangerous. He gets in there with someone. Not only does he get put down and get his cherry popped, he also can't punch for toffee. How many times did Vergil Ortiz Jr. put down Bohachuk, who's been knocked out before? Oops. Not once. So forget about that. That's what I tell you, man. Oh, YB, you a casual. YB, you haven't been watching Vergil Ortiz Jr. YB, you've only watched him for the first time today. You're damn right. That's why I be doing this, people. I ain't interested in watching bum slayers. Going in, knock bums over. I'm not interested. That's for you, man, to do. Sit there watching bum slayers getting hyped up for something. Get hyped up for what? Because the minute they get in there with someone, as we saw, Jared Anderson, all these bum slayers, yeah, they get in there with someone and they can't do nothing. They can't, all of a sudden, they can't punch. Like Wilder. Wilder couldn't punch with Zhang, couldn't punch with Parker, or they can't punch and they can't take a shot. Now, to be fair to Ortiz, he's a warrior, though. Them times he got put down, he comes straight roaring back. Until the 12th round when he fell off clinching, apart from that, he was solid, though. So, yeah, people. Yeah, Vergil can't punch. Yeah, Vergil can't really take a shot too well. That's what people... Let's be honest here. Who here think Bohachuk is a pound-for-pound puncher? Not one person. Bohachuk be slapping a little bit and he's... You know what I mean? Let's be called a spade a spade. Bohachuk's a solid 7 out of 10 dude. He's not a big puncher, though. Right? He's not. So the fact Ortiz can't put Bohachuk down, who's been stopped before, means Ortiz can't punch. The fact that Bohachuk put your ass down twice, you can't take a shot either. Twice, back to back. 2 slips, apparently. Come on, people, stop. Do you understand? Let's try and find this live results. No one wants the results. We want the judges' scorecards. That's what we want. Judges' scorecards. Anyway, it's irrelevant. Ultimately, the Turkey Desert Diddy cabal have robbed Bohachuk of this draw. The draw was the fair result. Given all the circumstance, it should have been a draw. Yeah, Vergil didn't... I'm sorry, people. Vergil does not pass go on this one. For all the people he's knocked out, this was not a performance that enables him to go and say, yeah, let's go move on now. He need to rematch this fight for damn sure. That's what he needs to do right now. Is he going to do it? No, because the Desert Diddy is going to put him on to fight Crawford. Now, I like that. Here we go. Let's see what Reddit's saying. I like that to some extent. Why? Crawford's half fallen off. Let's call a spade for you, man. Terence Crawford's half fallen off. He went life and death with Madrimov. Madrimov is tricky, though. He has the feints. He has the footwork. Ortiz, he's straight up and down, man. He's going to come forward with his hands up, have a go. Or he can drop his hands, do a bit of head work and box a bit. He's more linear. And he's more busy than Madrimov. So that's a fight where Crawford, if Crawford can't look good against Ortiz, or can't look good against Tim Tszyu and Ortiz are more or less exactly the same type of fighters. If he can't look good against them two, then he just average at 154. Because Ortiz can be straight on him. Crawford should punch a hole for him. Especially after admitting now, oh, I should have been more aggressive in the fight with Madrimov. Even though you're damn near 40 years old. How can you be 40 years old and 45 fights in and still learning about being a... Come on, people. Yeah, somehow Crawford learnt to be aggressive in the 12th round. You telling me all that experience, you couldn't have done that in the 6th round and started earlier? It's sceptical. Anyway, we got the leaked scorecards that no one's seen before. So they've all got 10-8. Because at one point, someone was saying it could be some of the DAZN shills were saying, no, it could be a 9-8 round. Vergil did come back strong, but I've never heard of that. I've heard of if you get knocked down, it's 10-8. Don't matter what you did. Which is probably wrong, actually, if I'm honest. There probably was an argument for one of these rounds. I forget which one it was, but one of these rounds, probably the second knockdown, he went down and came like a bat out of hell. It probably should have been a 9-8 round. Anyway, let's see what Bohachuk did then. Here we go. We've got Bohachuk here. So Bohachuk won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. He won 5 rounds in total. So yeah, that must be the draw card. That makes sense. So I was right. If you get 2 knockdowns, you only have to win 3 more of the 10 rounds, and you got a. How can you have drew with that? I don't know. The maths is mad. I'm gonna lie. So if you get 2 knockdowns, that's 4 rounds, isn't it? And then you never. I don't know, people. I'm just making. I never really got the 10-8 system. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie about it. Either way, it must add up, right? So you get 2 knockdowns and you win 3 more rounds and you get a draw. That's the point I'm making. So take the 2 knockdown rounds out. That leaves 10 rounds. How can Bohachuk not have won 3 of the 10 rounds? That's ridiculous, people. So for this cat here, this moody paid off dude here, to score the fight for Ortiz, that means outside of the 2 knockdown rounds, Bohachuk only won 2 of the next 10 rounds. That is ridiculous. It wasn't that kind of fight. Yeah? It wasn't that kind of fight. It was kind of like an 8-4 fight for Ortiz, not including knockdowns. You put the knockdowns in there and Bohachuk wins. Bohachuk won at least 3 or 4 of the 10 rounds remaining, taking out the knockdown rounds. That means he either won or got a draw. He never only won 2 out of 10. That's ridiculous. Look at this scam here. Look at this goofball. Yeah, this goofball here. Peep this goofball here and this goofball. He give Bohachuk the 10-8 round, and then 2 rounds out of the next 10. That's ridiculous, people. Absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Who here saw that fight? Who here saw that this was a fight where Ortiz won 8 out of the 10 rounds? You are bugging, people. This is corruption at its finest. For sure. The fact that come on, people. The fact that not one judge. There's an argument. I think Bohachuk might have won half of the rounds, if I'm honest. Take the 2 knockdowns out. The next 10 rounds, there's an argument. I can see it was that kind of fight. You could have easily had Bohachuk winning 4 or 5. You could have done. I'd have said that was a bit generous. But still. How can you only give him 2? Okay, Turkey. That's how you can give him 2. Turkey Prince Salman Sheikh Mohammed bin is how you can give a dude 2 rounds who was in there squabbling. And for sure, I don't know how Bohachuk lost the 12th round. That's what I don't understand. How can every judge have... But look at this scam here, people. Look at this scam here. The judges had Vergil Ortiz winning the last 4 rounds. All of them. Look. Ortiz. Well, Ortiz. So they was told, hey man, no matter what happens in this fight, give Vergil Ortiz the last 3 or 4 rounds. Just whack him on there. That's ridiculous. Ortiz was clinging on for dear life in the 12th. he definitely lost the 12th round. And if he lost the 12th round, these two cornballs would have had it a draw. Yeah? These two goof troop would have it a draw. And this one would have had Bohachuk winning, which really should have been the result. The result should have been a draw, and Bohachuk keep his belt, or Bohachuk should have won. Anyway, that's the end of that, people. But ultimately, salute to both men. I believe Bohachuk deserved to win. But ultimately, both fighters, they were solid, man. This was an old school, for me, so far, fight of the year. There was no pussying around. There was no fannying around. There was no clinching on for dear life. This was a proper squabble. Proper squabble. So salute to both men. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. People, stop it.